Zagreb and Celtic collide to kickstart a crazy week of action in and around Scottish football. Welcome back to Fog Football. Ali Mccoist, he's not been shy of praising Celtic this year, and he's diving straight back into them right here, right now. So let's dive into his quotes. I'll break them down and give my own opinion, and also preview the week for every club in Europe. A wee mini preview, because why the hell not? But he was speaking to TNT Sports about Celtic and their season so far as they seek to banish an away day hoodoo in Zagreb later this evening. And I quote, "The results have been great. The performance at home against Leipzig was as good as anything I've seen from Celtic in Europe in a long, long time. Really, they are a good team. Very good team. By far and away at this moment in time. Breaks my heart to say it, but you have to be honest. By far and away the best team in the country. They had a good performance in at Atlanta. They came away with a draw, good result after a really shocking result in Dortmund where they got taken to the cleaners, but they haven't half recovered well. There were question marks around Celtic. Could Brendan or would Brendan change the way Celtic played against teams who were technically perhaps better than them and more fancied them? And he did it." End of quote. Right. So, yeah. I mean, Mccoist, I think he hits the nail on the head here, pretty much with everything. He doesn't really have an opinion that I disagree with, McCoy, most of the time. But he turned around and said, like, you've got to be honest, they're by far and away the best team. And they are. I mean, I scroll through Twitter, man, and I see, like, images taken for, like, message boards, like, oh, Hibs should have put two past Celtic, and, you know, they should have won 3-0 Hibs if they had a striker. And, see, Hibs started the game really well, and could they have scored? Aye, right? But some people take from that, spell against Hibs is that, oh, we'll blow them away on Sunday. We'll blow them away on Sunday and then on the 2nd of January because we're Rangers football. People just need to, accept that Celtic are better than Rangers right now. It's a mightily bitter pill to swallow, but acceptance goes a long way in life. You know what I mean? And you would be bullshitting to suggest anything other than if the Rangers are second in this country right now. It is what it is, right? Folks need to just accept it. And you know what? This lying and pretending that Celtic are, they were on the ropes against Hibs, and if they lost, then the whole season would have capitulated. It's utter BS. Here, I think Celtic they're not going to capitulate this season, so that talk needs to go in the bin. But if a result's going to have an effect on Celtic, it's going to be a cup final against Rangers. If Celtic drew like 2 each with Hibs in that game, right, and maybe Hibs deserved the draw, right? I've seen people comment that, whatever, but say they did. That's not going to derail Celtic's season. And I'm not to suggest that a draw or losing to Rangers in a cup final is going to derail their season either. But if anything was to, you think that would have an effect on them? I'm just sick of seeing comments pretending that. I mean, Rangers have won 4 games in a row. We're doing good, but as I've said in recent games, I'm happy, right? My team's winning games of football again. We're beginning to look like a decent outfit, right? But see, until trophies are in that cabinet, I'm not going to fucking, polish Big Phil's dome until we actually have trophies and titles over the line, alright? So maybe people should think like me instead of praising a Rangers team for winning 4 games in a row. Overly praising. You can praise them, right? That's acceptable. But see these people pretending that we're now world beaters again? That does nothing. You know what I mean? Because we could come crashing down to earth this week. We might not, but the reality is we might. And acceptance is you need to accept that it might go pear-shaped. Come on, realistically, it can't go pear-shaped because you can't afford to be losing as many Old Firm games as them, especially cup finals, man. Jesus Christ Almighty. Anyway, yeah, they've bounced back for Dortmund. I totally agree with Mccoist in that regard. He went on to say they went over to Italy. They got a great result. The game against Bruges was probably a little bit of a reminder. I wouldn't say it was a wake-up call, but a little reminder at that level. You need to be at the top of your game all the time. They got a point at home against Bruges, which isn't a disaster. Celtic have been very, very impressive this season, particularly in Europe. End of quote. And again, to wrap this video up, I agree with Mccoist. I mean, they've been impressive in the league, but I think it's in Europe where, that's where they're going to get the plaudits across the board. People down south, I mean, Talksport can rip the piss out of people. Celtic, you're not getting through. Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara. Too fucking diddy, man. Honestly, they act all tough on Talksport. And this isn't me going at my way to defend Celtic, by the way. This is just me going at my way to defend Scottish football as a whole. See those two pricks? They're fucking slapped, talking absolute pish, man. Oh, where's Tottenham? Oh, where's the Simpsons? Oh, where's Haggis? Oh, doing that, man. Fucking grow. What age is Jason? He must be approaching 60, man. Acting like that. Fucking bell end.